Hello there, people of the interweb nets. How are we doing today? Is it morning, evening, afternoon where you are? Whatever it is, I wish you in a chronologically appropriate greeting of suitable friendliness. I'm doing alright this morning. Not too bad. A bit sluggish. Didn't sleep that well. Was up at about 2 AM. Clicked about for a bit. And sort of laid down again at 5 AM and dozed for about 45 minutes, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully, energy levels keep up today. This should help. With coffee. It's McDonald's coffee, don't you? It's not bad. Not too bad this morning. So, thank you for joining us once again for one of the Starlight Game Changers charity streams we're doing. For the next 3 weeks or so, we'll be doing these. So there'll be a link that pops up in the chat every now and again. There's a link in the down below area. You can bring it up on command by typing !charity or !star if you want an explanation of Starlight Children's Foundation. Also !incentives for the little sort of gimmicky gestures that I'm doing for you guys as a sort of extra thank you. Not that you need an extra thank you for helping sick kids out, but still. Had fun doing it. Having fun doing it. Current tense. So, and that's part of what we have to do today in the Minecraft stream. We have to build a little shrine for the, what do they call it again? The Great Book of Sweet Peeps. So everyone, $10 or more donation towards Starlight Charity is getting their name in a book in the world here. And any donation to the charity is also inclusive of the standard Minecraft rewards we do for regular tips as well, so you get a block on your grave and stuff, so keep doing that. But also the book. And I think we use the book if we do sort of multiple charities throughout the year as well, because we're probably going to be doing another thing later on in the year, probably at PAX again, things like that, so one big book, all the charity peeps, I think, maybe. Or maybe 2 books, one for each, I don't know yet. We just need to concentrate on the one book today, though. No point getting ahead of ourselves. So as we get rolling, thank you ever so much, Paul Many Numbers for the 1 bit there, and also XFOS, tier 3 sub, 38 months in a row, by the way. Re-trigger that so we get the light show.
Pat on the back for this guy.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. The lights are flashing. Yeah. I don't need to extra gesture. The lights are gesturing for me. The lights are flashing for me. I don't know why I needed extra. Seems silly. Seems redundant. Seems pointless. Not entirely pointless, because it's a tier 3 sub for crying out loud. It's 2 levels more than you actually need to just to get rid of the ads and get the emotes and stuff. Well, they do the extra emotes, I suppose. So how are we this morning, guys? You doing well? Hope you're doing well. Everyone's been pretty silent in the chat room as I'm rolling an intro here. Yeah, Macca's coffee. I mean, I can make better coffee right now in my kitchen, but I didn't have any food in the house this morning, so I thought, well, I should get some Macca's. I had to get some, and because I'm still on keto, on the keto diet, couldn't have the muffins with the McMuffin, just had to pick out the sausage patties and the cheese and the eggs and stuff, which are all fine. But couldn't have the patty, couldn't have the muffin itself. Which is depressing, because they're delicious. But had to get some fuel into the body, and you know, get a coffee while I'm at it. So thanks for just got off work. So nice, how nice. You gonna stick around for the show, or are you gonna go for a walk out in the niceness outside? We do both. By the way, where has the... There's supposed to be a progress bar up there. Why is the progress bar not showing up? There it is. That was weird, I just had to refresh it. So yeah, we're at day 2. 21 days to go, and we already made it to $230. 23% of the goal that I set myself, which is just incredible. I'm expecting that to slow down a bit over the next 21 days because we're only going for less than a month and everyone only gets 1 payday, and a couple of people were extremely generous yesterday, so Not too fussed about reaching the goal. It's just kind of an arbitrary thing I said. Anything helps. But I'm not going to sweat the progress bar too much. Be nice, wouldn't it, though? Just make that nice round number. I don't really have a goal for reaching that $1,000. So if you have an idea for a goal, I thought I put forth the idea of doing, like, if we reach $1,000, we'll do a 24-hour stream. Something like that. Don't know how it'd go. I've done 20 hours before. I don't know about 24 hours. Anyway. All chat aside, let's get some Minecrafting happening, I suppose. Well, not all chat aside. Let's be honest. Because we are going to chat as we play. But I'm a bit worried that the alerts haven't gone out again, because we have a very small section of the regulars who have turned up so far. The first 10 minutes of the regularly scheduled stream here. Oh well. We'll potter about a bit, give them a chance to turn up. So I want to show you guys something before everyone else turns up. I've added some data packs, which are kind of like vanilla modding, basically. This is what I'm experimenting with. I don't know whether we're going to keep it. Seems to be a little bit OP. I might see if I can tweak it or something, but it's similar to the bonsai pots that we had in the modded stone block world. In that little clay pot, put a sapling in it of a tree or a flower or something, and every 30 seconds or so, I think it is, it drops a one of its drops. There we go. We just got a leaf block right there. Yeah, so every half minute or so, it drops an item from a standard drop. I might see if I can slow that down, because it does seem a little OP. And again, it does save us a lot of grinding. Oh, you think I should shave my head if we reach $1,000? Yeah, I'll get right on that. But yeah, have to have a little. The way this, you have to set this thing up exactly like this. You have to have the appropriate tool, the little frame there, and it just goes. Kind of cool, I thought, but yeah, unconvinced whether I should keep that up. It might be a little bit OP for what is supposedly a vanilla world. But I have also found a couple of data packs that give me a quality of life improvement. The main one being this. Headphone warning, by the way, it's a bit loud. There's a tree capitator data pack. This is used to be the realm of a mod that you have to have like curse or forge for and things like that. But now you can do it in a data pack. And I don't mind having that in vanilla, because the only thing it does is save me a little bit of time and effort from chopping down an entire tree one block at a time, or waiting for the leaves to decay. The axe still takes the same amount of durability and everything, so just for the sake of a little bit less boring tree chopping, especially on stream, definitely going to keep that. I think I might see if I can find a way to make it quieter, though. The loot table is exactly the same, so we get the same amount of drops, they just happen all at once. One of the other data packs I've got is the anti-Enderman griefing thing, which we used to use a command block for back in the old vanilla world. But now you can do that with the data pack as well. Just stop Enderman picking up blocks, basically. Stop them ruining my shit. They're still a threat, they just can't move my blocks around anymore. So that's nice. I did try to find a data pack that would let me sleep regardless of time of day as well. Remember I was complaining about that a couple of days ago? Like now. Got nothing to do but wait for that sun to set to the appropriate time before actually it lets me sleep. Can't go out on an adventure or do anything. Just have to wait. But I couldn't find a data pack that would let me do that. I found a few data packs that are designed for multiplayer servers, so you could skip night regardless if everyone's sleeping or not. You know, 30% of the people or 50% of the people on the server all slept. And that was a voting system to skip night, but nothing could change the time of day that would let me into a bed that I could find yet, so I don't know. You guys know of anything or find anything or know a trick for that? I'd be welcome. One of my things I hate most about Minecraft is just standing in front of a bed, just going, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep. Just watching the sun slowly set just the right time. I could set up a command block in here like we did in the Bedrock world, just to skip it to a certain time of day. And we'll try to circumvent some multiplayer hassles in the Bedrock world, but I'd have to do that. Hey Fraser Deja, how you doing? So, aside from introducing some noise into the path, I decided the path was too clean. So I put a couple of stone blocks and cobblestone blocks here and there in the path just to break it up a bit. It's a common technique amongst Minecrafters. A little better builders than I am, just to break up that monotony a bit. I like it better. Aside from that, I really haven't done or built anything off stream. I did a little tidying up of the ponds near our hideout. I was just digging up some dirt. I also converted the kelp farm. It wasn't producing enough bone meal. I think if we want a bone meal kelp farm, we're going to have to go much larger. So what I've done is replaced the bone mealing section of it with just a collection system that pipes the drops from both sides of the farm into the fuel maker now, to the kelp dryer, which is doing alright. Where's my... Oh, there it is. That's all the kelp I've made so far. We seem to be over unity on that. We seem to be making more fuel than we use at this point, so that's good. Oh my gosh, XFO's donating $50. Excuse me. $50. $50 towards our charity at the moment here. The Game Changers charity, the Starlight Foundation charity. Thank you ever so much for that. I'm just going to go somewhere safe here because we have things to do now. We have things that must be done. Before I do that, though, I'm going to splash some love down in the chat room just for that. Excuse me. Also in the chat room right now is our incentives. So, $50 or more includes all the rewards, including the $10 one, which gets you now a Great Book of Sweet Peeps. Actually, let's go to this cam while we do this. $20 or more, hear a live reading of my collectible book here, which we'll talk about in a second, and $50 or more in the running for the Elgato Stream Deck mini giveaway at the end of the charity. So let me make a note of your name here so we can put you in the book when we do that a little bit later today. So thanks for us. And now we're going to read the next entry. Excuse me. I'm going to read the next entry in this. An original 1987 edition of the Transformers Universe Guidebook, published by Marvel Comics. And the next Transformer on our list is Beachcomber, who is not a Transformer I've ever had much love for, I have to admit to you. Beachcomber, little beach buggy thing, the toy was crap. It was one of those little plasticky crappy ones, not the nice die-cast ones. For the kids! It certainly is for the kids. Oh, damn it, voice. Stick with me. I'm Jimichi. Hi. So, Beachcomber's entry reads thusly. Allegiance, Autobot. Function, Geologist. First appearance in Transformers number 17. Quote reads, know the conflict within before facing the conflict without. He doesn't really mention without what, but... Profile. Warfare holds no interest for Beachcomber. He much prefers to take long, lone journeys into the vast expanses of desert and wilderness, along the rugged coastal shores that occupy so much of the American landscape. Well, I'm pretty sure Australia's got more shores than America, but screw you. We have a lot more shores. We're entirely surrounded by shore. We've got nothing but shore at the edges of us. America's just got Mexico and Canada. Just got a bit of shore on either side. What are you bragging about? Although I guess they did land in California, didn't they? Only in these places, such stark natural beauty, does he feel it can completely escape the conflict between the Autobots and Decepticons. Only in these places can he purge himself of the tensions that sometimes interfere with his operating efficiency and relax. He is cool-headed, low-key, dishonorable. He's what Earthlings would refer to as laid back, in quotation marks. But despite his feelings for the country, he never shirks his responsibility to fight for the Autobot cause when called upon. Deep down, he knows that until his side wins, there is no true escape, no matter how far he travels into the desert. In vehicular mode, ability section this is now, in vehicular mode, Beachcomber has a range of 800 miles. That's not a lot. And he's capable of traveling over very rugged terrain. He is equipped with various magnetic, ionic, electrostatic, infrared, and sonic sensors among others, which enable him to accurately determine the chemical composition of any terrain he visits. And he uses this ability to locate vital resources for the Autobots. In robot form, he has an unusually high agility, which makes him an elusive target. Weaknesses. Mental stress can interfere with Beachcomber's performance, often making him vulnerable in combat situations. He's neither too strong as a robot or too fast as a vehicle. So he's kind of middling, really. Cool scanners and stuff, but kind of middling. So thank you very much there for your generosity, X-Voss. We do appreciate that around these here parts. Right, where were we? I was doing the thing, and then I got sidetracked. And I forgot what the thing was. We talked about the stuff I changed off stream last night and this morning, and I guess we just start building now. So how is your day going, RG Mitchie? Right, now, I think for the shrine, a little bit of white concrete, maybe a little bit of polished andesite. Slabs and some stairs. And we also need to figure out how to make the lectern, because I've never made one of these. We need a bookshelf and we need slabs. Easy. And we'll grab the slabs, and I have no more bookshelves left. Alright, zerp. So one of those. We need an book. Nope. You're in the wrong boxes. We are also going to need to turn that book into a writable book, so we're going to need a feather and an ink sac. And feather. Going to the shop site to get a new gel blaster. What's a gel blaster? Some sort of hair care product? Wouldn't know about that. Having recently chopped off all my hair. Wait a second. Oh, I put away all the books. I meant to keep one. There we go. Book and quill. Book and quill, lectern, building materials. We might want to grab some lanterns as well. What else might we need? Might give it a little underglow of some kind, maybe. And wonder if we... Yeah, let's make some more... scaffolding. I'm thinking maybe we put some glowstone down a couple blocks below, put the scaffolding up so the glowstone glows through the scaffolding as the sort of surrounding floor of this thing, make it look kind of impressive and glowy, especially once we get to run shaders. Now it's like Airsoft, but the Australian version. Okay. So instead of pellets, presumably it shoots some sort of gel, some sort of soft, squishy, ballistic, I imagine from the name of it. Hadn't heard of that before. Think Nerf gun that shoots gel balls. Yeah, okay. So is it actually gel, as in they get destroyed on contact? They look like a squishy paintball? Or is it like a more solid gel that's reusable, recyclable, you collect them afterwards or something? I guess it'd be better off doing that out of foam than gel. Alright, where's my son? Yeah, okay. We might hang about until we can get a fresh day, and then start again. Or we could just find somewhere to build.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Still haven't fixed up that paginating of the thing. Thank you ever so much, Malajeth,
Why
for
are there
your...
more vampires in Europe than Africa? Because they bless the rains down in Africa.
Yeah, I'm not paying that one. That's lame. 18 months though, I'll buy that. 18 months resub. Prime sub. Freebie sub. By the way, thank you ever so much for that. Do appreciate that. Splash the love in the chat room, please, people. So I'm thinking we get rid of this tree right here and we build a little shrine thingy right here. Kind of a mini version of this. Or reflecting that idea, at least. So the other option is we build it here, which I think it'd be a bit odd looking. Could bury it back here, but I don't want to bury it. I want it nice and present. Or we could put it elsewhere in the world. Let's have a bit of a wander. But yeah, I think where that tree is back there is my prime spot. So what do you think about Disney Plus? Absolutely irrelevant to me because it's not available here. 100% irrelevant. In fact, I hate it because part of that Disney Plus thing meant that Netflix lost control of the Marvel films, which are now on a different streaming service in Australia, which is not an international one. It's called Stan. It's run by one of the TV stations here, basically. Evil, 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 evil corporate people. So I won't be giving them any money, so now I guess I'll just pirate the films. It's a hard gel ball that explodes on impact. Okay, so it's what I thought about. It's like a gentler paintball. What the fuck is Disney? Oh, Disney Plus is Disney's new digital distribution. Think Netflix, but for just the Disney shit. But it also includes stuff. I think they're rolling the Marvel comic book service into Disney Plus as well, aren't they? And it sounds kind of slow today. We could put the shrine where the wheat farm is. We don't need that anymore. No, I think the graveyard's the best place for it. A place of honor. A place of dignity. But yeah, Disney Plus is just absolutely pointless to me because I couldn't use the service even if I was willing to. It's one of the shittiest things about all these separate companies making all their separate little streaming empires now. Everything's breaking up again, just like the bad old days where it used to, cable companies and pay TV and shit like that. Back in the bad old days. It was alright there for a while because there was a couple of Prime services. You had Netflix, and a couple of their core competitors, and that was it. And it was just one. You pay one fee and you get all the good shows. Now everything's breaking up again, and everyone's making their own pissy little individual exclusive content. And you got DC's thing, you got Marvel's thing, you got Netflix and Disney Plus, and who else is breaking out their own thing? HBO and such a pain in the ass. Amazon Video, yeah. When it was just like Amazon, Netflix, and a couple of satellite things, that was fine. There was enough competition to keep them honest. And I didn't have to subscribe to 70 bazillion different things just to get all the shows I want to see. That was perfect. That's the way it should have worked. But no, here comes the corporate greed. Well, that's interesting. The tree capitator doesn't appear to work on trees that I grew manually. Unless the mod packers, or the, sorry, the data packers stopped working or something, which is possible. Maybe it only counts naturally grown trees. No, no, because it chopped down the dark oak that I was growing over there. Maybe it's because I manually modified this tree. I chopped a few leaves off it manually or something, I don't know. It's weird though. Should have worked. DC doing it made me no sense. I love DC comes, yeah. I mean, some of the original shows are pretty... I mean, Titans is pretty good. Doom Patrol I've been enjoying. Doom Patrol's actually getting quite good now. Started out a bit but it's actually sort of finding its feet now, which is a little bit exciting. But yeah, the DC Comics thing are doing a good thing with their comic service, though. They're finally, way overdue, but finally... oh man, I should build this thing on odds, shouldn't I? They're finally including their entire backlog of comics in their comics app, in the streaming all-you-can-eat comic book app thingamabob doodler guy. It was a limited selection before, which is why it was just pointless. But now they've got the entire... They're putting in the entire backlog, which is cool, so you can read all the classic stuff. Go all the way back to things like 0 Hour and things like that. Yeah, so let's do a ring of this. Oh, put the block down, you bastard. The shield's more trouble than it's worth sometimes. There we go, like that. I don't know whether we can actually put a podium on top of this or not, or whether it's going to look good, but try. We sure can. Does that cover up the entire block? It does cover up the entire block, so there's no point... Actually, there might be a point to putting a glowstone block directly underneath it. Yeah. How do we feel about that? I'm liking it so far, actually. Let's leave it at that and see what else we can do here. I'll tell you what I do want. Where's that? That's the andesite one. Let's get the smooth stone fences and do some columns here. I like those shows, but don't think it's enough of a library. Yeah, I mean, it's early days yet for the DC. I'll get a bit of library as we go. I mean, Netflix, when they started out, wasn't particularly fantastic, but, you know, they built enough steam up. DC have plenty of properties that will make great shows and things, so... Damn it. Look to chat again. This is custom music, yeah. Just a little playlist we use of nice royalty-friendly music. Royalty-free music, I should say. Copyright-friendly. I came back for what? I came back for... Well, guess I don't have any smooth stone. Grab some of that while we're here. Alright then. Can we make fences out of smooth stone versus stone? I don't remember. No, just slabs from that. Okay. Yeah. Let it go. DC's making a big comeback. Big comeback. They had one movie that people don't fucking hate. Well, two now, I guess. But I don't think Shazam was actually that good. You got Wonder Woman, they got Shazam. Out of how many movies in the sort of current era? I don't think it's fair to call it a comeback just yet. Best case scenario, they have caught the edge of a clue about what they should be doing. There's no way I'd call it a comeback. That's definitely going to be too much. Up there, please. Yeah, what if we... But no idea of my plan here. I'm just sort of playing it by ear at the moment, if you're wondering what's going on. Just fiddling. See what we come up with, though. We definitely want to come all the way across, don't we? I don't think we're going to be able to work any of this into at all. We need to make it look grander, though. It's not grand enough. What if we swap these out for the white? Crisper. Yeah, hang on, we're getting somewhere now. Marvelous, flipping, fantastic. Well, it's not bad. It's funny, the DC animated stuff has been knocking it out of the park for like 3 decades. The Marvel animated stuff kind of sucks. You're seeing things like the new Avengers and things like that. It's just... The Marvel live action movies, doing great. DC live action movies, not doing great. It's almost like they're colluding. Oh, actually, what if we use quartz slabs up here? Yeah, let's find some quartz slabs. We talking shit? Yeah, we can talk Shazam. It's been out for what? Week and a half or so now? I think we can talk about it on stream. No spoilers, but we can talk, you know, soft spoilers. Opinions and things like that. Because, yeah, anyone who was super excited about seeing it should have really seen it by now. Anyone who was on the fence might benefit from some general discussion. You know what I mean? I liked it. I didn't think it was written particularly well. It couldn't ever really decide whether it wanted to be super duper idiot cheesy, like for 4-year-olds, or a family movie, or a fantasy, myth and magic kind of spooky dukes thing. It was just all over the place. Pacing was just terrible. First 2/3 of the movie just felt achingly slow. They've spent way too much time on the, oh, I'm discovering my powers. Oh, look at me, I'm being wacky. I'm a 13-year-old in a grown-up's body. Whoa, I'm buying beer. Ha ha ha. Ha. Ugh, just so fucking tedious. There are so many better stories to tell with Shazam than what they did. Such, just, I mean, ugh, whatever. The final act, though, was awesome. Had some great reveals. And they did some stuff that I felt sure they were going to save for later films. It was quite interesting to see that happen way earlier than I thought they were going to go for. Which might have indicated a bit of a lack of faith in that it was going to be liked enough to get a sequel. I don't know. Never can tell with these filmmakers. Alright, we're getting somewhere here. Oopsie-daisy. I think Shazam is worth seeing. I'm not sure whether it was worth seeing on the big screen. It wasn't really a advent picture like some of the superhero stuff is. Thank you very much for the host there, T-Dub. Marvel movies have such a good balance between humor and seriousness. They do. That's one of the good things about the Marvel movies. They're pretty well balanced on that side of the fence. I don't think I like that. Makes it look like a picnic pagoda or something. It was fun to watch on the big screen, just felt a bit... Let's test a couple things to fuck it up. Yeah. Yeah. Some of it was played pretty safe because they knew this was kind of their last chance to... It's just a bit middling. It was just a bit middling. A gag of multiple... Yeah, Fraser, that whole name gag thing, that fell. That went on for way too long. But that's the thing about Shazam as a superhero. After DC and Marvel finally came to an agreement. Because for those who don't know, Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel, and there's a whole history behind that. And for years and years and years, Marvel were pissy at DC because of it, because they are obviously Marvel. For DC to have the trademark on a hero called Captain Marvel pissed Marvel off. But yeah, eventually that got settled, and he was renamed maybe 7 years back, maybe a bit more, to Shazam. The only problem with that is he can't say his own name without transforming. So how does he introduce himself to people? Hi, I'm Shazam. Kid. I don't know how they handle that in the comics, because I, quite frankly, never read any of the Shazam stuff after they did the New 52, which I think is where they started doing the name change. But it always seemed dumb to me And he can't say his own name without transforming. That's the whole thing. Shazam is his magic word. That's the word he says to transform back and forth. How does he introduce himself to people if he can't say his name? It's weird. Does he have business cards? Knew about DC having Captain Marvel, but didn't know they changed it. Yeah. I think we need to change this out. Maybe, Good.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Easy, hello there. 30-month resub. Thank you ever so much for that. Give me 2
30
seconds to do
months.
that. There we are. Alright. Let's splash some love in the chat room for Izzy there. 30 months. 30. 3-0. Oopsie daisy. Didn't mean to do that. Do I not have any? No, I don't have any more of those. I need 2 more fences. Had to be intending to do something. Oh, right. So there's a loophole they wrote in. It's the intent behind saying Shazam, whether or not he changes. That seems like a dumb little thing. Let me scroll up and read the full of that. Do get these shoes can't see Shazam. I always thought it was very specifically if he calls out with the heroic intent. All right, so that's your interpretation of it. Yeah. So the problem with that is there's been more than once in the comics where he has been tricked or forced into saying Shazam to transform. Same thing with Black Adam. In fact, in one of the latest animated movies, I'm not sure how much I should say without spoiling it, but like Wonder Woman put the lasso of truth around him and said, "Hey, what's your magic word?" And he says it transforms. He got forced into it. He obviously didn't intend to transform. He was forced into it. So I don't know whether that holds true for Shazam himself as well. Oh, it was Injustice, was it? It wasn't in the animated movie. Sorry, I watched a couple of the animated movies recently and also reread the Injustice comic books recently as well. So it must have been in Injustice, so they did that. But then again, Injustice has slightly different rules anyway, because that's sort of a pocket universe anyway. Let's see here. Spruce. We also might try Cobble. In Injustice, Wonder Woman forced him to transfer. Right, so it was Injustice. I must have got my wires crossed there. What was the most recent DC animated film? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So I watched a bunch of them recently. What was the most recent one they released? Couldn't have been that good. I barely remember. Cut out the seam of the Megadoo and the beard, put that towards more development. Turn down the failed name gag. Yeah, there's a lot of fat to be cut out of the movie. Killing Joke? No, not Killing Joke. Killing Joke's not that new. God damn it, what is it? Give me a sec. I'm drawing a blank on it. It's bugging me. Let me just find it here. Oh, my network drive seems to be down. Oh, here we go. Log into it manually. Alright, might have to reboot my network drive. Yeah, I'll do that Not enough room to pull that off here, is there? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? God damn it, I can't find it. What was it? What was it? What was it? I hate that when you get something stuck in your head, you just can't remember. No, it wasn't that. Oh, Justice League versus the Fatal Five. That was the one. Yeah, not one of the best animated movies they've ever done. I mean, it's decent. But do the entirety of justice to its source material, I felt like. Bit of a semi-obscure one as well. But I think we're a few weeks away from the next animated feature from DC as well, which is going to be awesome. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Going to be awesome. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be just terrible. So with that captures time, did Captain Marvel have a different name before? Captain... yeah. Well, hello. Hello, little guy. Mrs. Marvel. And depending on the continuity, Ms. Marvel actually had her powers stolen, accidentally, however, by Rogue from the X-Men. That's how Rogue got so powerful. She actually absorbed Ms. Marvel's powers of flight and vulnerability. And I forget what the gimmick was, how she hung onto them, where she usually doesn't hang onto the powers, but yeah. I think she accidentally killed Ms. Marvel, didn't she? Something like that, anyway. And I have no idea whether that's relevant in the current continuity, though. It's certainly not relevant in the movies, because X-Men and the MCU main are still different beasts. Although not for much longer, hopefully, because Disney does own Fox now, which have the rights to the mutant films. This is just too... I think this is too low is the problem. I'll put her into a coma. Okay. So I didn't kill her, but put her into a quote-unquote coma. I think that works either. If you bring it down to the standard level we had before, is that enough of a... No, that just looks weird. Kind of like that. We could do without that, and instead... No, we can't do that. No, it's too much, especially with all these other things around. I don't know what I want to do here. Hey, Pomero, what's up? Ms. Marvel's consciousness was... Oh, right, yeah. Rogue absorbed her consciousness as well. I remember that. Yeah, it's all coming back now. What is your opinion on NVIDIA putting ray tracing on the 10 series? I think it's smart. Stops people feeling left out, but also it performs so badly that it makes them want to spend more money on 20 series so they can do it properly. It's classic NVIDIA move. Now we get somewhere. We'll do that with birch, and I think we'll get somewhere. Let's go get some birch fences. That'll kick off this as well. Light switch, hello there. Never did fully understand why Professor X didn't jump into her head and fix that. Yeah. There's a... That's the problem with Professor X. He is so catastrophically powerful. There's a lot of things about certain X-Men that could have been just fixed. Now, there are a lot of X-Men with severe issues, mentally speaking, that Professor X could have at least helped with, if not flat out fixed. We need to dig up a bit here. We're carrying too much crap again. How many do we actually need? Mine should do. Tia 1230, thank you for the host. Actually, on the topic, if my GPU does go kaput, Monty, what is the current GPU we'd want to be going for, seeing as the market is absolutely screwified? Yeah, look at the 20 series. If you care about ray tracing, 2070 would be the place I'd start. 2060 can do ray tracing, but it's just not quite grunty enough to do it properly. Like, if you're going to go ray tracing, you're going to want to have everything turned up, right? Max it out, go 1440p, you know, high and ultra settings, things like that. But if you don't care about ray tracing, and quite frankly, as cool as it is, and as excited as it makes me when it's done well, there's not a lot around at the moment that's terribly convincing as a reason to own it. The 1660 seems like the best bang for buck as far as power just to run AAA games. Really quite nice. I should have made more, shouldn't I? Did I like this first? No. Maybe just the one in the center. Getting somewhere. No, definitely not. I'm not quite there yet, but we're getting closer. You do not have memory to play Minecraft modded. Depends on the mod. Some mod packs are extremely memory hungry. Some lighter mod packs aren't. If you want to play modded Minecraft, I would suggest having at least 16 gigabytes. Should see you fine for pretty much every mod pack, plus anything else you need to do alongside it. You'd probably get away with 8, but if you want to stream, or record, or multiplayer, things like that, probably 16 would be much safer. And why did I wait so long before playing Mario plus Rabbids? I don't know, Izzy. Might have had something to do with the fact that you didn't have a Switch until recently, but... I mean, you hang around on my stream enough. You hear me talk about it all the time when people ask me, what game should I get on the Switch? I'm going to get a Switch. What game should I get? Mario plus Rabbit's Kingdom Battle is always on that list because it is so good. What am I doing? Why am I up here? Stoneblock is super RAM hungry. Yes, I mean, it's not the worst of the mod packs, but it is one of those big kitchen sink mod packs that has, I think, literally hundreds of different little mods in it. Yeah, things like Stoneblock and Feed the Beast and all those kind of big kitchen sink mod packs, you want 16 gigs, I think, at least, to be comfortable with them. When I go graphics card shopping, I'll probably stick with the 1080 Ti. Yeah. I mean, it's still a solid card. Trouble is the prices of the 10 series these days. You either get a bargain, which probably means it's an ex-mining card, which probably means it's had a terrible life of overheating, or they're catastrophically overpriced. The 2070 is probably better value these days, off the shelf. And did they fix the whole igniting on fire not working slash issues thing? Oh, that was overblown to begin with. There was like maybe a dozen cards worldwide that actually had problems that Nvidia had reported to them and looked into. Everything else was just tech bloggers desperately trying to spark controversy because controversy gets clicks. It was never actually a real issue for most people who bought those cards. Like 99.999% of people who bought the day one 20 series cards never had an issue. I never had an issue with any of the cards I tested. I came back in here for a reason. Now I can't think of what it was. I need some sort of decorative block. I wonder if we can get some vines growing. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to sprinkle some flowers around either. Maybe even berry bush. Yeah. 100% so far. Yeah, I haven't even heard of any problems with 20 series card from any, even the most controversy hungry loggers for a while. So once they burnt out the whole as many clicks as they could get of Nvidia cards, they got problems, all the 20 series is in trouble. Once they burnt out that little click train, I never bothered with it again. So that should tell you enough. Makes the internet, specifically the tech community. Oh yeah, it's always the case though. Like I said, nothing gets clicks like a good old controversy, especially about a brand that inspires brand loyalty one way or the other. Intel versus AMD, or Nvidia versus AMD, or any of those classic rivalries. Anytime you can create controversy one way or the other, you can be sure that there'll be someone amongst my quote-unquote peers who will desperately cling to it as tough as possible, just to draw as many clicks out of it as possible. And it's usually just catastrophically overblown. No, I can't put vines on the edge of these, can I? Can I put them down? No, I can't even put them down here. Shh, can't put vines anywhere. I can go there. I think it's super weird, but no, that doesn't help me. It just doesn't look fancy enough yet. I don't know what I want to do about it. Maybe we need just a little bit of maybe we do away. Yeah, maybe we do away with this idea. Yeah, here we go. Shame to leave the glowstone there, but I can't even pick it up right now because I don't have silk touch, so. Alright, and with that done, yeah, no, we can't really do that, can we? Here we go. Yeah, maybe we put a couple of frames here to fancy it up. Don't look so bad from the back either. That's fun. Through these berry bushes before they start pricking me. Yeah. No. Keep it flat. Or, yeah, perhaps put a little flower pot or something up here. Alright, someone's not taking the hint. Gotta ignore those guys, peeps. Gotta ignore them. Instant you start interacting with them, they'll just keep doing it. Degub again. Nope. Also nope. Why do we keep doing that? Keep slamming these things in the wrong box. Giggity. Do resource packs take up a lot of memory? Not usually. I mean, you get the super high res ones like the 512 by 512, and they take up more memory, obviously, than a 8 by 8 or 16 by 16 or 32 by 32 or etc. etc. Because, you know, the higher res the texture pack is, the more video memory it takes up to be there because it's a bigger file. But no, they should make a dramatic difference. Outside of the extremes, maybe cornflower. Alright, how many frames do I have left? That would be 0. Now, what shall we put in the frames? That's the next question. What would be... the hell are you guys talking about? Stop being weird in my chat. Oh, you know what we should put in the frames? Something valuable. Because this is all about charity, so I'm going to sacrifice 2 diamonds. Because people who are going in this book, in this shrine, are diamonds of people. Not even in the rough. Do we have a date for that Aladdin movie yet? Diamond in the rough. Can we put a berry bush in there? No, we sure can't. That's quite nice. Zerp, zerp. Zerp, zerp. And I think we're basically ready for the book. Maybe a couple of candle-like things over here as well. No, I think the torches actually work better in this instance. We need something there, though, don't we? Yep, I think that'll do. Nothing too ostentatious, but certainly eye-catching. I might bring this out all the way here, maybe. Maybe just the... Yeah. Maybe a bit of red carpet as well, to sort of bring off this little strip right there. Did you put all this in survival mode? Everything except the graveyard here. The graveyard's for tippers. We built that before we started streaming in survival because it had to be ready before we started the survival world. But with the exception of the graveyard, not even the entire graveyard now that we built that thing, everything's survival, yeah. I'm gonna upgrade my GPU, probably a good idea to upgrade my monitor at the same time, right? Well, it depends on your monitor, but probably. Especially if you're going to upgrade to something that's capable of pushing AAA at 1440p or even 4K, and all you've got is a 1080p monitor. Think you need a play park for the sick kids? Yeah, maybe not in the graveyard. We will have a play park of some variety, I think, in the village. Because hopefully the village will be actually producing baby villages too, so it would be nice to have somewhere for them to play. We'll probably keep this area clear right down here next to the pond. Just that little depressed area. Keep that clear, make a little park, little common area. Something like that when we finally get around to building the village. Right, carpet. I came back for carpet. Of which I have almost nothing. Actually, instead of using that, let's just make some fresh wool. Like I say. Three pieces should be enough for what we need. We'll keep the rest as blocks. I mean, 27-inch 1080p is nice. There's a dead pixel. So dang old. Extra memory that makes the screen covered is tiny splotches of dirt that I clean off due to fear of damaging the screen. Yeah, it might be time to do the monitor as well. Sounds like. Alright, doopy-doop. Yeah. We might as well try doing this. Oh, there we go. Maybe we should even waterlog this, actually. Let's try that. Ow, ow, ow. The berries have grown. Can I reach the water from here? Nope. Okay. Where's my axe gone? Let me just make a little path here for a second. Yeah. I like that idea. A little sacred pool of contemplation kind of thing. And that look pretty cool once we get some shaders as well, because it'll glow with the glowstone there. And the book looks awesome in this pack though. Oops.
Hey, pat on the back.
Devil's fan.
Pat on the back for this guy.
Thank you ever so much for your 24-month resub right there. Get some love in the chat. Please, guys, splash it down. Emoticons of appreciation for Devil's Fan there. 24 months with a Prime sub right there. Freebie sub. Alright, let's pop this back. Alright, I think we might be coming close to stopping before we do too much. Yeah, that'd definitely be too much if we did that. Control, control, you must learn control. Alright, feeling pretty good about this. Let's put some names in the book. Alright, who have we got so far? Let me just bring up the list here. Where? There we go. If I just bring this all the way back down to Guilty-Fire only donations. Okay. Hello? Why can't I click in this book? Oh, because I have to take it out of here to actually add to it, don't I? Take book. There we go. Can't edit it while it's on the podium. I have to take it. There we go. Alright, so the first one was actually from Anonymous. I'll just do that. And then Skull Kid Ray. And then Jamets 515. Let's put a space in between all these. And Skull Kid Ray again. And then Omicron 0M1KR0N. And then Paul 1983-190. Paul many numbers. Jamets 515 again. I think we're ready for a new page here. And then Xfos. Billsies. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. We're there. I don't know why it keeps highlighting every time I... Oh, there we go. It's working properly now. Done. Wackadoo. Coolsies. Maybe a sign there to tell us what the book is called, actually. I wonder if I can put a sign there. I wonder if this is interfering... Let's try that. We might, yeah, let's try that. But first, I have to reset this. Reset subs follows. Thank you. Show me all of that. Okay, now we're back. Residences are probably looking for an IPS monitor with a higher than 60 Hz refresh rate, 27 inch. Then and I forgot 4K, 1440p, we just 610p. Well, I mean, it depends what you're doing. 4K I find is very, very useful for more worky kind of stuff. I mean, games look spectacular in 4K, don't get me wrong. But more often than not, the difference between 4K and 1440p when you're gaming, when everything is in fast motion, it's not that different. I mean, you can certainly tell the difference, but it doesn't make the game that much better, I don't feel. But for productivity stuff, 4K is a godsend. Just having that much screen real estate for video editing, photo editing, stuff like that I do, yeah, it's brilliant. But yeah, if your primary focus is regular computer surfing and emails and, you know, bits and pieces of that kind of crap, and gaming, of course, 1440p is probably a real good sweet spot. 1440p also lets you drive those high refresh rates. As well, there's a few choices around right now for gaming at 4K. You'll be struggling to game at 4K above 60 without making some sacrifices or investing in very expensive card or a pair of very expensive cards. Yeah, just for content and gaming, 1440p is a damn good sweet spot right now. Prices are great. You can get them in nice high refresh rates. Lots of choices, so there's lots of competition around. Oh, I can. Cool. All right. How are we going to paginate this? Great Book of Sweet Peeps. We'll do that. So whatever charity we're doing at the time, we'll have a little reminder in chat about it, or command. Excuse me? I can't... Oh, wait. I always forget. Bone meal isn't dye anymore. You have to convert it into dye. I think I might have liked it better as black text, actually. Or maybe yellow. Wait, what other colors do we have here? Maybe red's going to look a bit too weird, but maybe blue, like the diamonds. We'll try blue and yellow. A lot of tab syndication research. Yeah, 1440p is probably a good bet. But if the kind of gaming you do doesn't necessarily need above 60, 4K is still worth considering. Because with 4K, like if you're doing comparative research and you've got tabs open, you know, stacking windows side by side, 4K is a really nice way to do that. I need some yellow, some blue. And we'll try some light blue as well. And I might as well take some white with me to go back in case I change my mind. Or possibly black. Wait. I mean, I'm not over 60 hertz. I don't know the difference. Well, things like competitive shooters will feel a lot better above 60. Your average, like Minecraft, feels a bit slicker above 60. But you don't really need it. Your third-person action-adventure type games, Tomb Raider, that kind of stuff, and you don't really need above 60 for it to feel good. So it's a very particular type of game that actually benefits from 144 hertz or above and things like that. And those, the two main types of games are the competitive FPS shooters, some competitive third-person shooters as well, like Division or Anthem, and racing games and flight sims, shit like that. Stuff that has a lot of very high motion, very fast stuff happening, moving through the world very quickly, or you need, you know, to snap around and target stuff and be able to see it nice and clear when you do that. Nope, that looks crap. That looks weird. Can't read that. Okay, I think we just go back to black. Yeah, black's fine. Black is perfect. Crispy. Also try it on a birch sign, but I kind of like the contrast that we got going on there as well. Alright, I think we can call the Great Book of Sweet Peeps complete and ready for further editions. Let's go take a nap and think about what we want to tackle next. How are we doing for time? We're good, we're good, we're good. I've just been told that above 60 is almost needed now. Well, I mean, it is needed, like I said, if you are doing stuff like competitive FPSs, if you're playing lots of what the hell is the name of EA's Fortnite killer? Keep wanting to call it Axiom. It's not Axiom, that thing. Apex Legends, shit like that. I would definitely feel better being able to run that game at above 60. Just for the sake of, like I said, the clarity when you're swinging, when you're aiming and stuff. And the way you move through the world, it feels better. Some people can't tell the difference visually. Like between 60 and 45. Doesn't look that different, but it feels different. Like the fluidity of the way you move and the way your viewpoint moves and things like that, you can certainly feel it before you notice it visually, I think. At least in my case. Some people are more sensitive to that than others. Some people are less sensitive, but yeah, it's the feel of it more than the visual smoothness. Alright, let's degub. And what are we going to do next? Yeah, I guess quartz can go in there. So can the bricks for that matter. We need to refill that. So let's go do that now before I forget, because I always forget to refill the bucket. Bucket. In that case, seems 1440p with high refresh. It's your suggestion for flexibility and reliability. Yeah, like I said, it's probably the best bang for buck right now. 4K has some lovely things. 4K makes and does lovely things to certain types of gaming and workflow. But I think 1440p is going to be your best value right now. You'll get the high refresh rate, you'll get the extra screen real estate, you'll get a really nice looking screen. There's plenty of choices, lots of competition, which means prices are nice and competitive right now. And they're much easier to drive than 4K is, obviously. But yeah, I guess if you're on the fence, my suggestion would be see if you can find a shop where you can sort of test them side by side. Get a feel for yourself. It also depends on the graphics card you wind up going with. There's no point getting 4K if the graphics card you're buying can't drive a game at 4K 60 or even 4K 4K 45. I'd be absolute minimum. I'd want to drive it. Right. Let's see. know what we can do next. We can start gearing up for the Ocean Monument. Yeah. Right, so potions of water breathing, first mission. Pufferfish. We want some redstone. Awesome. Since you do a lot of editing stuff, probably have had more hands-on layman experience. Well, I mean, right now in front of me, I've got both. I've got a dual monitor set up for the PC that I use, and also the Mac off to the side as well, the MacBook Pro off to the side. But this monitor here, which has got OBS, some Notepad note stuff, my browser window, the media player, my alert system for Streamlabs and things like that. That's all on the 4K screen. Over on the 1440p screen is the game, which is running at an odd resolution. What about 3628 by 2041. The reason it's at that weird resolution, even though it's in a window on a 1440p screen, is because Minecraft Java does weird things with Windows scaling. Because I've got the desktop scaled, so it's nice and readable on a 4K screen. So all the icons and the text and the default size of the text and everything is nice and readable on the 4K screen, because Windows doesn't scale nearly as elegantly as Mac does. Thank you very much, by the way, Spanky Bear, for the 42 bits. Good choice of number. But yeah, I've got 4K and 1440p, and I don't have Minecraft full screen because Java does weird things when you try and go full screen and you're trying to alt-tab between stuff as well. But usually when I stream, I'm running the game on the 1440p screen. Usually at native 1440p or 1080. Sometimes windowed, usually full screen. Especially when I'm doing the console stuff. Because I've got this hooked up to the output of one of my capture cards as well. So instead of running dual screen, I'll just go to single screen for the PC and just switch the input of this screen over to the feed from the HDMI device itself. Right. So yeah, I've got extensive experience of dealing with 1440p and 4K in front of me, gaming on one or the other. When I'm not streaming, I'll often game on the 4K. Depending on the game, of course, as we talked before. Oh, I had some redstone here. Sweet. Oh, and puffish too. Wait, does that mean... Oh, no, I already made the potion of water breathing. Alright, let's make some more anyway. Always good to have too many than not enough. Another wood. Do you run Minecraft in windowed borderless? Just plain old windowed. Just plain old windowed. I've got more than enough screen real estate to do that. I don't have to worry about the bar up top. Just makes it easy to deal with. I don't even know whether you can do borderless windowed in Minecraft Java, come to think of it. You certainly can in the Windows 10 version. And I think that's the way I was running it most of the time I was streaming that game. Or did I go full screen with that? I don't remember. I might have done both. But yeah, usually when I run a game windowed, it's borderless. Especially if I'm going full screen borderless, for the sake of being able to alt-tab around easier. Okie dokie. And finally, I'll extend that with some redstone. Slightly concerned about a video film that had in 1080p max resolution. We displayed at 1440p monitor on a full screen. No, 1080p looks okay on 1440p. Videos and stuff look fine. Video games themselves, running at 1080p on a 1440p screen, full screen, can tend to look a little bit squiggly if you go looking for it. A little bit soft, basically, because the pixels aren't mapping one-to-one pixels, so it looks a bit soft. It doesn't look distorted or anything like that. It just looks a bit soft. Most live-action videos you'll never notice, just because of the nature of the way those things look anyway. Because it's not generated stuff like this, you know. This is pixel perfect text and shit like that on screen. Live action videos don't tend to look like that, or animation for that matter. So yeah, I watch full screen 1080p stuff on the 1440p all the time. Unless you go looking for it, you just won't notice. I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. Alright, let's take them all with us. Alright. Helmet should last. I would like to maybe try and get some aquatic stuff on the boots or something. Yeah, we don't have anything there. So let's get some books. Actually, let's quickly dash to maybe the zombie farm. Get a few extra levels. And try our luck with some enchanted books to try and get some aquatic friendly enchants to slam on the boots. Or maybe even respiration for the helmet. Oh, shit. Thought I was going to fall into the void then. The room didn't render in. Now, which way do I need to go for my... Oh wait, no, I don't need to go through here. I don't have a path through here, do I? It's in the overworld. My path is in the overworld. Forgot my way to my own zombie farm. Right now I've got the 1080p monitor, 3 GB. I know that for certain 1080p videos, I'm noticing rough edges. Not a severe. Soft staircase effect. Just not my TV monitor despite using the same video platform. Internet connection. That's a TV. The TV is smaller than 27 inches. Seems like 24.7 inches. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I mean, depending on... It might just be one of those... Is it sort of a cheaper TV? Or a slightly older TV? Because... You know, 7 to 10 years ago, chances are a relatively small TV might have been running what they called a HD panel, which was 768p, basically. And 720p content and 1080p content, neither of those were pixel perfect on this TV, so they tended to look soft, which hid a lot of that stair-stepping you're talking about. It may be that your computer monitor being pixel perfect 1080 is just letting you see that easier. Alright, let's just go to... Turn that all the way down so we don't have to listen to it. Let the zombies stack up for a minute or two. We should only need a couple of whacks to get us up to 30. Where did the name BluntNate come from? I'm guessing because you don't mince words and you blunt. Well, I mean, one of the reasons it stuck was that, but it originally came from a shortened version of BluntMan, because in my younger days I looked a lot like Kevin Smith, who played a character called Silent Bob, who had a fictional character based off that fictional character called BluntMan, which was a Batman parody. So when my friends and I went and saw Chasing Amy in the cinema, they noticed the similarity in how he looked and how he dressed. And I had long hair and the hat backwards, their beards were the same, all that kind of stuff. So they called me BluntMan, and that eventually got shortened to Blunty as a nickname, because Australians don't have time to dick around with long nicknames. That's basically it. But yeah, one of the reasons that stuck is because blunt by nature as well. My TV is the superior picture. More recently purchased, if I'm mistaken. What I'm using right now, PC is one of those budget Acer monitors. We're going, yeah, I don't know what to tell you then. I don't know. Oh, one of the other data packs I put in, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this at the start of the screen for those who weren't here, but I installed a data pack that lets me do this. You can cook rotten flesh into leather. Which I thought would be a nice little addition, considering how much rotten flesh we're getting. So now we have it for trades, and we don't need to rely on the cow farm so much to get leather. Gotta live it. We don't have time for log nicknames. Nah. 2 syllables is all a nickname should be. I think that might even be federal Australian law. 2 syllables max for a nickname. Usually ending in A or E. Shazza, Blunty, Macca. It's got a bit slow today. What's this doing anyway? We'll take some of this back with us while we're here. Is there a lot of indigenous nature around your neck of the woods? No, man. I live in Sydney. The biggest, most densely populated city in all of Australia. So yeah, there's not a lot of room for nature. I mean, I'm not far away from it. 2-hour train ride will get me up to the Blue Mountains, which is, you know, your first big taste of proper native Australian nature. Pretty up there too. They call it the Blue Mountains because there's a lot of gum trees, and the gum trees, they give off eucalyptus oils in the vapors that evaporate from the leaves, and it gives the air kind of a blue hue, a blue haze in the mornings and things like that. It's really quite pretty. Very hard to photograph though. Been out there a couple of times trying to represent the Blue Mountains blue hue properly. I just can't quite nail it. Haven't been up there in years. Might go again. Give it another go. But yeah, you know, as I am basically in the heart of Sydney, I'm a long way from any proper nature. I mean, there are lots. There's gardens. We've got the botanical gardens, which I can walk to pretty easily, and in fact, like to walk through that as often as possible. Often go down there every morning. And, you know, parks and things like that, but proper, actually wild Australia, yeah. Not too close to that. Little video. Actually, I wonder if I... Have a look here. I don't remember whether I published anything from any of those trips I took. I think I used it... I think some of the shots might have made their way into the EP3 review back in the day, the Olympus EP3 or something. I think I took that one of... It was one of the Olympus cameras I took years and years and years ago to the Blue Mountains as part of the review I did for that. So... let's just see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go, yeah. Blue Mountains in the Mist experimenting with Olympus Pen EP3 video. That was 7 years ago. So that probably would have been my last trip there, actually. 7 years, man. Time flies. Hang on a sec. Copying the link. Putting it in chat. And I'm just going to play it myself while we're waiting for the zombies to stack up. And I just know. Looks like it's narrated. I've played Tetris 99. Yeah, best I've ever done is like mid-20s, I think. I'm not very competitive at that. Oh man, I remember that day. It was all foggy and stuff in the morning too. It's pretty. Yeah, I think I definitely need to take another trip to the Blue Mountains. I forgot how pretty it is. I found out what my monitor is, and I was going to send it to you via a link so you can see what it was, but Acer have removed the listing. So we're fin cold there. The Blue Mountains? Yeah. This was in winter when I took this video as well, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, maybe not. Published on the 14th of December, so... I guess it was... summer. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, I'm just looking at the video. There's a fair amount of... rolling shutter artifacts in some of these walking shots. Because the EP3, fantastic stills camera, not terribly good as a video camera, as was the case for pretty much all of Olympus's cameras back in those days. I think the current crop of pens, EPs and cameras and stuff, they do a video a lot better these days, but it's been many years since I've tried an Olympus camera. Maybe I'll give them an email, see if they want to send me a sample of their newer stuff. Feels like it's been too long since I've looked at an Olympus camera. Some good shots in here though. Waterfalls and stuff. Yeah, didn't quite capture that blue hue that they have though. Was merchant crocs and kangaroos and koalas living in Australia. Everyone hanging out with them. I mean, there are places like that. There are certainly places where people live that you'll encounter kangaroos and wallabies fairly often. Not so much koalas. Koalas are a bit shyer, plus they sleep 18 hours a day. And they're up in the trees for pretty much all of their lives. So you don't tend to run across a koala randomly. Yeah, kangaroos and wallabies are not too uncommon in some of the more bushy suburban areas. In certain places at least. Same is true with snakes. Crocs, however, they tend to be out in the out of way of most people. You know, you get the bushes and the campers and stuff come across them occasionally in certain places, but not so much. And when I was in Launceston, I lived like maybe a 15-minute stroll away from a nice little national park area. There were tons of wallabies there. I think there's probably a video somewhere on my YouTube channel of that too, can I think of it? Man, have you seen a koala screeching on YouTube? Yeah, I think I told you guys, or told the chat about it a few times. The sound of an angry or mating season male koala. It's not nearly as cute as you think it is. It sounds like a fucking demon. But even more bizarre than the sound that a koala makes is the sound the Tasmanian devil makes. That'll unnerve you when you're in your tent at night. Hear that coming through the darkness. Horrifying. In every sense of the word. Raccoons. Oh no, yes. Raccoons are nothing compared to the Tassie Devil. I mean, raccoons sound pretty aggressive, but yeah. Not nearly as terrifying as the Tassie Devil in the dead of night when you're in your tent. Of course, Tassie Devils really aren't a problem. I mean, their name sounds terrible. They're called a devil, but they're actually carrion eaters. They don't hunt live prey. They're not aggressive towards people unless threatened, that kind of thing. But if you do threaten them, they can be a bit of a problem, because as carrion eaters, they eat shit that's already dead, and to get proper nutritional value out of that, which, like hyenas, they tend to eat the bones. So they have incredibly powerful jaws. Especially for the size they are. Because they're only the size of about like a cat. Tasmanian devil's about the size of a house cat. But their jaw strength is just huge. Bone crunching, literally bone crunching. I've never seen heard a Tassie devil anywhere else besides the, yeah. I've only heard one in the wild once. I've seen one in the wild maybe twice. But then again, I did grow up in Tasmania, so. Do you look like the cartoon character Tasmania Devil? A little bit. Like, they do have that very front-heavy look to them. Kind of slightly bulldogish look to them. Their head is huge compared to their shoulder width and things like that. They have a relatively short snout. Coloring's pretty close to the cartoon. You know, they're sort of brown and white. But they're much darker than the Warner Brothers Tassie Devil is. They're almost black. Usually. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the inspiration in the cartoon Tassie Devil. You can certainly see the inspiration. I mean, Taz looks about as much like an actual Tasmanian Devil as Daffy Duck looks like an actual duck. You know? It's that kind of artistic leap. The phobia of frogs and rats. So I understand rats. I don't understand the phobia of frogs. I can't quite relate to that. Not judging, because, you know, you can say why we have phobias of unusual things, but yeah. I always thought of frogs as pretty cute little creatures. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Psychotic Galaxy. Frogs croaking is super relaxing. I don't know about that. I don't think the noise most of them make is particularly pleasant, but I think it's little critters, you know, little green tree frogs and stuff. They're quite cute. Have you seen a frog screech? Man, it's horrifying. Yeah, I've seen a few videos of various species of frogs trying to do their threat display and things like that. I don't know whether I'd call it horrifying. It's kind of funny. It's like watching a toddler try to be mad at you. You can tell they're mad, but somehow it's still cute. Raccoon equals... Yeah, I've always loved that. Trash panda. Come here, experience. Are you stuck? There we go. Yeah, 32 levels should be enough. That gives us just a little bit of buffer above 30. Let's go see if we can get some aquatic enchants. I don't know what you reckon before I just ignore the problem again. But PC mono is just shit. GPU being weird. Footing a video. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Who do you think will win next gen? We know absolutely nothing about anything anybody is doing for next gen, so that's a dumb question to ask at this point, I'm afraid. But, for the sake of conjecture, if the rhythm that we've been facing over the last, we'll call it 2 decades, close enough to, it tends to flip every generation. Like the PlayStation 2 versus Xbox. PlayStation 2! Then the next generation, Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3. Xbox 360! Then this generation, PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One. PlayStation 4! Not my personal preference. I really like the Xbox One X, personally, but market share-wise, we're talking. It tends to flip-flop, right? So if that rhythm keeps up, it's probably going to be Xbox next generation. But who knows? That's not a rule. It's just a funny little coincidence that seems to have happened. Right, let's put the string away. Okay, now, everyone say hello to the garbage truck outside, please. Hello, garbage truck. I don't think that's the glass truck. I think that's the regular garbage. Haven't heard any crashing yet, so... Doop. Doop. Alright, feather falling efficiency. Ooh, Silk Touch. I'll have that. Finally got some Silk Touch. Not what we were after. Oh, wait, we're down already? Damn. Quick charge, sharpness. I guess we'll just go for sharpness. Silk Touch again. Should have stocked up more levels. Yeah, not gonna have any muck here. Bugger. Bugger. Oh, I guess we do it without aquatic stuff. It's really going to be a pain in the ass going through there without... I mean, we could make a fresh pair of boots and try and enchant them directly. See if we get lucky. Hey, Nerdy, how you doing? I think PS5 will crush Xbox 2. Well, as I said, we know nothing at all about what either company is planning for quote-unquote next-gen, so... it's kind of pointless. Yeah, we got enough diamonds. Let's just make another helmet. So I need to grab 2 more, actually. And I'll make a pair of boots. And we'll see if we get lucky on the enchant on these. Switch to... yeah, wouldn't that be interesting if the switch... if, like, the follow-up to the switch was just some sort of remarkable, huge success. Fire protection, no. And braking... damn it. No, just no luck at all. Alright, so that's got protection 2 already on it. We're hitting protection 2 on that, so yeah. +4. What if we switch it? +4, same thing. Feather falling and breaking 3. What have we got? Unbreaking? No, there's no points. I mean, this is there. I mean, that repairs it, but hardly worth it at this point. Disappointing. Alright, we're heading up to the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to head back in here, get myself safe. Going to take a quick break, refill my water bottle, freshen my coffee and stuff. And then we'll hit up the Ocean Monument and see how well we can do without the help of swimmy boots. PS2 is the best internet console of all time. Is that still true? I know it was true. I thought something went past it a few years back. I can't remember what. I think the PS4 might have eclipsed it or something.
People turn up the bass.
But again, fanboy conjecture is just pointless at this point. Alright guys, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.